Hi,
Next, good evening. Our next speaker is Karen. I'll hand it over to you.
awesome. Okay, hello everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. Hopefully everyone can hear me. So my name is Karen Tardieu. I am a emotions and mindset coach. I really enjoyed listening to all the conversations here today. It's been amazing. Where I come into the picture is I totally agree with all the speakers. You know, women as women, we need to be more involved. We need to do more. And one of the ways that I help women and people in general to be involved more, to take control of their lives, is through understanding what we call mental alchemy, which means basically is turning thoughts to gold. So understanding the wholeness of you, your whole body, not just the physical parts that we work with, but understanding the whole machine. Like you'd go out and buy a any machine, you'd need to understand it properly. But what happens is most of us don't really know who we are. So even as women, how can we then go out there and really, you know, put ourselves and say this is what we want? That makes it difficult. So how I work with people is and make people aware of these innate strengths that they have is understanding what, for example, emotions. Why are we our emotions there? Our emotions are not there just to show us how we feel, but they show us where we are, in which direction we are creating, because everything has a purpose. If you look at our human bodies, everything has a purpose. If you look at our eyes, our eyelashes, everything has a purpose. If you look outside and you look at the stars and the moon, the sun comes out every single day, yet we worry about many other small things in our lives. So the idea is to really try and stand back from your life as it is and say, hold on a minute, there's something much bigger going on here. The blood in my veins pumps every single day. The sun comes out. The sun is not falling on earth. What is going on here? Everything has a purpose. We have a purpose. Our bodies have a purpose. But we are enamored with the physicalness of it all. So we look and we think that is what there is all to it. Now, this summit is amazing because most of the women, or you know, this is India, an amazing country where people understand that it's important to go inside. I think that if, as women, we started there, we to raise our plight in the world, started internally, really understanding that okay, so sure we have our bodies, we have our eyes and everything, the physicalness of us. This is the hardware. If we're a computer, this would be our hardware. But that's only 5% of who we are. And if we were to just sit back and really try and understand everything about us, the other 95% of us, then women from all backgrounds would change their communities, change their families, change their communities, change their towns, their cities, their villages, by just being able to sit back and say, hello, am I just using 5% of me? How about the 95%, the software part of me? And how do you reach that? How do you reach that? So through the practices of mindfulness, meditation, spending time alone. So there's so many tools that we we have at our disposal. We don't have to go to schools for. We don't have to go to learn to sit down and commune with ourselves in order for us to receive guidance as to what we want to do. And as business women, as young people coming out of the workforce, or teenagers entering life, it's important that that we understand who we are, the whole of us. Because what happens is when you actually sit down and you meditate and you get your guidance from from an internal source, whatever comes to you in life, you know that you are headed in a direction which is aligned with your true purpose. So it doesn't really matter what is going on outside. Not to be so enamored of, about what is going on outside, but just to really understand who we truly are. And then as soon as we know who we are, then, and we only do that through experience, of course. So this is the process of getting to know yourself, asking yourself questions like, what are my emotions there for, really? And I can tell you right now, they are a GPS. They are telling you where you are headed. So if you are to make a decision, if you find yourself in a stressful situation and you have to make a decision, don't make a decision. Don't make a decision. Not from a bad feeling place. If it's going to be from a bad feeling place, you know where it's headed. So it's a GPS. You'll find what looks like a solution, but it will be harder than it could have been. So the idea is that understand your emotions. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to present to you, but it's fine. I can also present it. So we have these 21 emotions that we all go through as people. So you can be a girl in the village, you can be a president of a country. We are all the same. We have that gift of knowing where we are, which direction we are creating. You have only one thing that is in your control, and that is how you control your feelings towards anything that happens to you. So, because whatever you are feeling will increase. That is called the law of attraction. Whatever you put your attention on becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So what you want to do is, as you go through life, as we all go through life, whether making decisions in the office, whether you're making decisions for school or at home or relationships, you have to concentrate on what you want. And I think this is for women, it's important for women to know these are simple tools that like I said, you don't have to have gone to the big schools in the world, but if you understand who you are and how you're created and why your emotions are there, then you can start focusing, using your awareness of how you're feeling and what you want, where you want to go. You're focusing on your goal and you're using the awareness of how you're feeling and understanding that emotions are just an indicator of which direction you're creating. Then you can feel yourself into situations. You can feel yourself into ideas, into receiving ideas from guidance. So it's these tools that I feel anybody can know. Anybody that can, anyone can, once they've lived it and they've seen it play out in their lives, they can say, wow, that really does work. Actually, I was feeling bad. I woke up in a bad mood in the morning and my day went bad. So you can see that there's something there, like getting out of bed on the wrong side of the bed. The whole day will be like that. But you can actually get out of bed on the wrong side of the bed, but then you can say, whoa, that was the wrong side of the bed. But you know what? I have the power to say, actually, that was the right side of the bed. But, and that's how it's going to be. My day is going to be great. And then you can make changes and you can actually see your day progressing. So this is part of just understanding emotions, what they really mean, the software within you, what it means, who are you truly, before you go out there. Because once you understand that, you can focus. Like I said, you can have goals. You can set clear goals. I'm going there, and then when something happens, you know that your feelings are telling you where you're headed. So it becomes it becomes fun. Life becomes easier because you know at every particular moment where you're headed. So you don't talk about fate anymore. You don't talk about they anymore. And it becomes like, I'm creating that because I know through my feelings, whatever I feel is going to get bigger. So this is the way I see us empowering women from everywhere, but particularly in our area of, in Africa, in India. This is the way that we can really empower. So if a girl says she wants to go to school in this particular school and it's very expensive, for example, or that the parents know that you don't say that, you understand that whatever you say is. So if your child wants to do this, you say, okay, we'll find a way. This is my situation, but we'll find a way. Understanding the laws of the universe, whatever you put your attention on becomes bigger. So I think this is an area where we are particularly strong, because we tend to be communities who have some kind of faith. It's a good thing, and it can be a negative thing, because sometimes there's a contradiction. But when we understand that everything is always working out for us, and that we have our emotions which guide us, a guiding post. It doesn't matter. What happens is that our limiting beliefs come in, and then you have this big fight in you, like, oh, I want to do this, I really want to do this, but then the what we call limiting beliefs come in, and at that point, that would be the emotional alchemy. That's where you decide. That's where you make a decision. This feels good. If it feels good, I'm on my path. But I understand from what I've learned from ABC, it's not a good thing. But for me, it feels good. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to honor my feelings. I'm going to honor who I am, because when I do that, everybody in the community benefits. That's the tough thing. That is what most people really, that is the alchemy. That is when you have to now really be taking the time and going in there and thinking, who am I? What do I want? Where am I focusing on? And for me, I think this is the easiest way to empower our women, our village girls, our inner city girls, our slum girls, our presidents, our CEOs, because everybody has those emotions, and everybody needs to understand what they mean, but nobody ever asks, because nobody's ever said, actually, they are the 95% of you. So that's my message for everyone today. I hope that I didn't go off and that you understood what I was talking about. Either way, if you are interested in hearing more, my dog is barking, but yes, I am available on Instagram under Karen Taju, Facebook, and karentaju.com. Thank you very much. If someone has questions.
Thank you so much, Karen. It was wonderful listening to your speech. I like the way you talked about the individuality and the emotions importance regarding every single person out there.